And after you leave a like, remember to smash the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel as yet. And remember to hit the notification bell so every time I post a video, you can know right away. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. What's up, my YouTube friends? If you're subscribers, everybody, welcome back to another banger video. And what I will be doing right now is answering do I prefer questions. So it's like 25 questions of what I prefer. So I'm gonna read it and go along with it. Just gotta load this baby up. So it shouldn't be as bad. Like the questionnaires videos, I like it because all I do is read it and answer pertaining to me basically. So it's way easier than coming up with stuff out of my own head to ask myself. Like if I was supposed to ask somebody else, then that's a different story. I'm not gonna ask myself no questions. So do I prefer questions for myself? So let's jump into the video. So it's 25. So number one, do I prefer ice cream or cake? Wow. It's sort of depending on, say, how I'm feeling or whatever the case may be, but mostly I would say ice cream. Cake, I think cake is like for birthday or Christmas or something festive that you're celebrating, but ice cream hands down. Number two, do I prefer rock music or reggae? I would say reggae, due to the fact that I'm Jamaican and I don't really know a lot of rock music. So number three, do I prefer salsa or hip hop? Hip hop for sure. I didn't even have to think about it. Number four, do I prefer salmon or steak? I would say steak. I would say steak. Okay. Number five, do I prefer spring or autumn? Wow. So spring is when all the ice start melting away, and autumn is when all the leaves start falling from the tree. I would say autumn. Reason for that is I love seeing how the leaves change color and it fall off the tree, because autumn we call it fall, getting ready for winter. I like seeing how everywhere is like say yellow or orange, and yeah, like it looks beautiful. Like spring, I think spring is mostly say a lot of water all over the place, a lot of mud all over the place, because since snow falls and then when spring come, everything is melting away. And then after that, then it start get green. So uh, I would say autumn, fall for sure. I like seeing the leaves change color and fall off the tree. Spring is just like them coming back to life. I would say autumn over spring. Number six, do I prefer wine or whiskey? I would say whiskey, because like different alcohol give your body different feelings, like wine, whiskey, rum, brandy, beer. Like wine makes me say laid back, you know, but whiskey and say rum and brandy, those stuffs get you hype, if you know what I mean. So number seven, do I prefer French or Italian? Is it the food or people? I would say Italian. Number eight, do I prefer a horse or a donkey? Horse or donkey? Like I'm not even from the countryside, so I'm not quite sure if it's pertaining to like riding them. Ah, like I've never ride a horse or a donkey before. I don't know. If I was supposed to pick, I would say horse, because there's a beach in Jamaica that you can actually do horseback riding. But they're not like running, they're just walking. So I would say horse for sure. Number nine, do I prefer backpacking or all inclusive resort? I would say all inclusive resort, because that sounds like traveling and different place and different airport. I would say all inclusive resort for sure. Number 10, do I prefer savory or sweet? I would say sweets. Number 11, do I prefer plane or boat? Wow. Well, when I get rich, I want to buy a boat. I've never been on I would say like a big boat before, but I've been on a plane. Ah, I would say plane due to the fact plane is like faster. I would say plane for sure. Number 12. Do I prefer zip lining or running? Well, I've never did zip lining before, but I would definitely, that's something I would want to do. I would say it's zip lining because I run in the gym all the time. I would say zip lining and I want to try that. Number 13. Do I prefer swimming or yoga? Swimming for sure. Number 14. Do I prefer guitar or piano? Well, I can't play neither of them. But if I was supposed to fool around them, I would say I'll fool around the piano. Dun 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 dun. You know what I mean? So I would fool around both of them, but I would say the piano. Number 15. Do I prefer bungee jumping or scuba diving? I would say honestly, both of them, but one I want to do is scuba diving. I want to like put on oxygen and those stuff and like dive in the water. Like I don't know, there's just something about it when you get to like dive in the ocean and you get to see how down there really look. I would love to try that. Scuba diving. I would say scuba diving for sure. Number 16. Do I prefer Christmas or Easter? I would say Christmas because Christmas is a time of giving and spending quality time with friends, family, loved ones, and all those kind of stuff. Easter is like, say, mine. I feel like Christmas for me is bigger than Easter. So I would say Christmas for sure. Number 17. Do I prefer summer or winter? I would say summer because it's not so cold and I can wear like normal shirts and tank top and dress myself up and look awesome. Winter is okay because some days are not so cold, but maybe because I drive now, winter is not really affecting me because I can stay inside and warm up my car. But summer for sure, I feel like there's more activities and more stuff you can do in the summer. So winter is like you isolated inside, you leave from inside to your car, from your car to a building, from the building back to your car, and from your car back home. So for summer you can like wander outside and all these different type of stuff. So I would say summer over winter. Number 18. Do I prefer breakfast or lunch? Well, that depends on like if I'm home, like if I'm at home, then I would say lunch because I don't really eat nothing like first thing in the morning, first thing as I wake up. When I wake up, I'll probably drink tea or coffee or something. But if I was in a hotel at a resort or somewhere or traveling, then I'll definitely wake up, drink a cup of tea, and try their breakfast. Definitely. Anytime I go to a hotel and it's like breakfast included, I always get up and have some breakfast before I go. So number 19. Do I prefer gin or rum? Rum for sure. 20. Oh, it's almost on only 25. So number 20. Do I prefer pub or nightclub? Ah, those like those stuffs are different. Like you can go to a bar and have a couple drinks, and I feel like nightclub is mostly like moving around, dancing, and all that kind of stuff. When you go to a pub, you sit in one spot, you talk with friends, you have a couple drinks. But due to the fact that I'm an entertainer, like I like both, but due to the fact that I'm an entertainer and dancing and all those kind of stuff, I would definitely say nightclub over a pub for sure. But pub is also good because you can like get up, go to a bar, have a couple drinks, sit down. You know, if you bring friends, you talk and laugh. But me, I like to move around and dance and enjoy myself. So I would say nightclub over pub. But both of them is awesome. Number 21. Do I prefer cinema or museum? I would say, well, I'm not a type to go to a museum, but I would movie like cinema over a museum any day. But I would literally take the time out to go to a museum depending on whatever is there. Then I'll probably give it a shot. But cinema over museum. Number 22. Do I prefer sport or art? I would say art because I'm not a sport guy. So if someone is like say a painter or an artist or whatever, I would like look at it and admire it more than how I would admire sport. I'm not a sport guy. The most I've ever did in say high school was track and field, only because I like racing. Sorry, but art for sure. I can see myself taking the time out to admire someone's art. Number 24. Do I prefer bowling or the theater? Ooh, well, both of them are awesome. Like bowling is more, say, I think it's sort of depending on what's going on. Because bowling is like sitting down with friends and having a good time and bowling. And the theater is like sitting down watching a movie. Wow. Now this one is tough. Like if it's like a group of people, then I would say bowling. If it's like me and one person, then I would say theater for sure, because two people can't go bowling. Like it's gonna be boring. When you go bowling, you need at least 4 to like 10 people when you're bowling. So it's sort of like this one is tough. It's sort of depending on what's going on, but I would say theater over bowling. And if it's a group of people, then bowling over theater. So the last one, 25. Do I prefer Rachel or Monica in Friends? Oh my god. Is it the name? I think Monica, the name Monica is sounds better than Rachel. Yeah, I think, oh my god, it sounds better on Rachel. Oh my god. So that was the last one. Like these little questionnaire stuff is awesome because all I gotta do is read it and answer it depending on what I think and how I feel. So it's not as bad. But yeah, that's like 25 questions already. Do I prefer questions? And they have a lot more. Let me stop scrolling. I don't want to see the questions because they have it like in different variety. Sorry. So all I gotta do is click on it. Ooh. All I gotta do is click on it and then read the questions as I go. I don't like to read the questions before I do the video because I like to do it like while I'm recording. I like to answer the questions because you can't fake first reaction. First reaction is always the best reaction. But these questions are awesome and they got more like fun questions and yes or no questions. Like those stuffs are fun. Yeah, and you get to know yourself even more because you can't really know yourself better unless you like ask yourself a couple questions or you read questions like this and answer. Like just from the question being there, bonus. But yeah, there you guys have it. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned. I will be back trying and doing more stuff. You go enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out. And don't forget to follow me on social media. I post daily on them.